Imagine scrolling late at night and suddenly stumbling on something you were never meant to see. A trailer that doesn't officially exist yet. A piece of footage that feels raw, unpolished, and almost too good to be true. That's what fans of The Summer I Turned Pretty claim has happened. A trailer for the upcoming 2026 movie, whispered about 4 months, has suddenly appeared online. But here's the twist. Nobody knows if it's real, fake, or a carefully planned leak to stir the fandom. And if it is real, it reveals secrets that could completely change how Belly's story ends. The moment news of the leak broke, the fandom went into chaos. People described the trailer as a mixture of nostalgia and heartbreak. Something that feels like both a continuation of the show and the beginning of a farewell. What makes this so fascinating is how quickly the clip spread. Within hours, screenshots, quotes, and short snippets were being shared across TikTok, Reddit, and Twitter, all claiming to show pieces of the movie's trailer. The most striking thing about these images, they didn't look fake. The quality, the tone, and even the lighting matched everything we've seen before in official promotions from Prime Video. Some fans swear they heard Belly's voice narrating the start of the trailer, almost like a reflection. Sometimes the hardest summers are the ones you never forget. Whether its line is genuine or just clever editing is still a mystery. But if it's real, it perfectly sets the stage for a story that feels more grown-up, more final, and far more emotional than anything we've seen in the series so far. The leak, real or not, plays into one of the most powerful emotions any fan can feel: anticipation mixed with doubt. People want to believe this trailer is real because they're desperate for the movie. They want closure. They want to know who Belly chooses once and for all. But at the same time, there's fear. What if this leak spoils the biggest twist before the official trailer even drops? What if the magic of that first official watch is stolen because someone clicked upload too soon? And this is where the genius or the danger of leaks comes in. A leak doesn't just reveal content. It creates conversation, theories, arguments, and endless rewatches of blurry footage. It makes fans feel like detectives, searching frame by frame for hidden meaning. Suddenly, the fandom is alive again, debating every little detail. Was that really Conrad walking away in the rain? Was that Jeremiah's hand holding Belly's? Or are fans just seeing what they want to see? What makes this situation even more electric is the timing. The official announcement of the Summer I Turned Pretty movie is expected in late 2025, which means the idea of a trailer appearing in 2024 feels impossible. And yet here we are with clips and whispers suggesting that production has already reached the point where a teaser exists. If that's true, then this leak is not just a fan edit, it's a massive slip-up that could completely change the studio's rollout plan. The very idea of a leaked trailer is dramatic in itself. Studios spend millions controlling when and how footage is revealed. To have it out in the wild early feels almost rebellious, like fans have been handed a forbidden secret. And whether you believe in the leak or not, one thing is clear: it has reignited every fan's obsession with Belly, Conrad, and Jeremiah, pushing the Summer One Turned Pretty back into the center of online conversation. So here's the question that lingers. Is this leak a blessing? Giving fans an early taste of the story they've been waiting for? Or is it a curse? Spoiling the surprises before the filmmakers are ready to share them. The story of The Summer I Turned Pretty has always been more than just a love triangle. It's about memory, family, and the painful shift from being a teenager to stepping into adulthood. To understand why this leaked trailer feels so emotional, we have to rewind and remember everything that brought us here. It all began with Belly, a girl who grew up spending summers at Cousins Beach with her mom, her brother, and the Fisher family. Summers there were not just vacations, they were traditions. A second home filled with laughter, bonfires, and first crushes. But when Belly turned 16, everything changed. She wasn't just the little sister tagging along anymore. She was noticed for the first time in a new light. And from that moment on, nothing was simple again. The heart of the story has always been Belly caught between two brothers, Conrad, the quiet, brooding one who carried his pain inside, and Jeremiah, the warm, open-hearted one who always wore his emotions on his sleeve. For Belly, they represented two different kinds of love, one heavy with history and longing. Choosing between them wasn't just about romance. It was about deciding the kind of person she wanted to become and the life she wanted to build. Through 3 seasons, we watched Belly stumble through heartbreaks, miscommunications, and impossible choices. Season 1 gave us the magic of first love, those moments when every glance feels like forever. Season 2 dragged us into grief, with Susanna's illness casting a shadow over every memory. And Season 3? That's where things exploded. Belly's bond with Conrad reached breaking point. Jeremiah fought harder than ever for her heart, and the question of who she truly loved remained unanswered. By the finale of Season 3, fans were left hanging at the edge of an emotional cliff. Belly's story didn't have a clear ending. Conrad was still in the picture, his feelings undeniable but complicated. Jeremiah was still there too, offering stability, hope, and his own kind of love. But Belly herself seemed torn, standing between them, not ready to shut the door on either future. And that's where the leak becomes so dangerous and so powerful. Because if the trailer is real, it doesn't just give us random clips. It gives us answers. It pushes the story beyond the place where the series left us. It suggests the love triangle that defined the show might finally find its resolution in the movie. For fans who have been analyzing every frame, every word, and every gesture for years, this is the moment they've been waiting for. But here's the thing. The Summer I Turned Pretty was never just about Belly choosing Conrad or Jeremiah. It's about what it feels like to grow up and realize that life doesn't stay frozen in golden summers. People change, feelings change, and the houses we once thought would stand forever eventually fall quiet. That's what makes the leaked footage so haunting. It doesn't just remind us of the past 3 seasons, it asks us to prepare for the end of an era. So as we dive deeper into what this trailer might actually reveal, remember the weight of the story that came before it. Every choice, every heartbreak, every summer memory has been leading here. And if the leak is to be believed, the movie might finally give us the closure that the series never could. Leaks are tricky things. They arrive uninvited, like whispers in the dark, carrying just enough truth to stir excitement and just enough mystery to spark doubt. That's exactly what happened when Talk of the Summer I Turned Pretty movie trailer first appeared. It wasn't released on an official channel. There was no glossy announcement, no countdown from Prime Video, no big reveal from Jenny Han herself. Instead, it slipped into the world almost quietly, surfacing on corners of the internet where fans least expected it. The first signs came from TikTok. A grainy 30-second clip popped up on a fan account late at night, showing Belly walking alone along a beach, her voice softly narrating about change and growing up. Within minutes, comments flooded in. Is this real? Where did this come from? This isn't in any season. It has to be the movie. Screenshots began circulating. Suddenly, Reddit threads were alive with speculation. Some users claimed they'd seen a full 90-second version. Others argued it was nothing more than a fan-made edit using old footage and AI-generated dialogue. What made the debate even more intense was how convincing the leak looked. The cinematography carried the same warm golden tones that defined Cousins Beach. The music in the background, soft piano notes fading into a swelling string section, felt like something straight from the show's soundtrack. And then there were the characters themselves. Conrad, standing at a pier with his hands shoved deep in his pockets. Jeremiah, laughing in a sunlit kitchen. Belly, caught between them, her expression heavy with something unspoken. These weren't recycled shots from the series. They felt new. They felt intentional. Still, the internet is a place where fan creativity can blur with reality. Entire trailers have been faked before, stitched together so seamlessly that people swear they're official. That's why some viewers remain cautious. Could this be the work of a talented fan editor who knew exactly how to tug at the fandom's heartstrings? Or is this a genuine slip-up from someone with access to the unfinished trailer? Adding fuel to the fire, a few anonymous Twitter accounts claim that the clip was first uploaded to a private drive linked to Amazon Studios before being deleted. Of course, none of this has been verified, and Prime Video has stayed completely silent on the matter. Their silence only makes the leak feel more real. After all, if it were fake, wouldn't they shut it down immediately? The uncertainty is what drives fans into a frenzy. Because leaks aren't just about footage. They're about possibility. They create a space where fans can project their hopes and fears, convincing themselves that what they're seeing is the future of the story they love. And in this case, the supposed trailer gives the impression that the love triangle will reach a dramatic conclusion in the movie. That one detail alone is enough to send shockwaves through the fandom. For some, the leak is a blessing. It's a taste of what's to come, proof that the movie is real and moving forward. For others, it's a curse. It feels like a betrayal of the anticipation they've been holding on to, robbing them of the surprise that comes with an official reveal. And that split, excitement versus skepticism, hope versus caution, is what makes this leak so powerful. Because whether the footage is real or fake, one thing is undeniable. People are talking about the summer I turned pretty again. And the conversation is louder, messier, and more emotional than ever before. The supposed trailer doesn't begin with loud music or flashing lights. Instead, it opens in silence, the kind of silence that feels heavy, like the calm before a storm. The first image is simple: waves rolling against the shore at Cousins Beach, golden lights spilling across the sand as if the sun itself is remembering summers long gone. It's a familiar sight, but there's something different about it. The colors aren't as bright as before. They're softer, more muted, carrying a bittersweet tone. Right away, it feels less like a beginning and more like an ending. Then comes Belly's voice. It's faint, almost like she's whispering a memory to herself. Some summers never leave you. No matter how much you try to move on, these words float over the beach shot. And for fans who've followed her journey, they hit like a wave of nostalgia. They remind us of every laugh, every fight, every stolen glance that defined the series. But the tone of her voice isn't the playful one we remember from Season 1. It's steadier, older, and laced with a sadness that suggests she's learned too much to ever go back. The visuals shift quickly after that. We see the Fisher Beach house, its white walls glowing in the afternoon light. It's the same house where Belly's story unfolded. But it feels heavier now, almost like a character itself, one that holds too many secrets. For a split second, the camera lingers on the porch swing, empty and still, as if waiting for someone who will never return. Then the pace changes. We see Jeremiah in a kitchen filled with sunlight, laughing at something out of frame. It's a brief flash, but it carries warmth, the same warmth that's always defined him. Almost instantly, the tone shifts again. Conrad, alone, standing on a pier at dusk. His posture is tense, his gaze locked on the horizon, as if searching for answers he can't find. No words, no smile, just silence and shadow. The trailer then cuts to Belly. And this is where the weight of the footage lands hardest. She's walking barefoot along the beach, her hair blowing in the wind, her expression unreadable. She doesn't look like the girl we first met, shy and unsure. She looks older, more certain, but also burdened. The way the camera follows her, almost hesitant, makes it feel like we're watching someone carry the final pieces of a story we're not ready to let go of. And then, just for a moment, there's a shot that sends fans into chaos. 3 silhouettes standing at a distance on the beach, Belly in the middle, Conrad on one side, Jeremiah on the other. They aren't facing each other. They aren't holding hands. They're simply standing apart, their distance saying more than words ever could. It's not loud, not obvious, but it's enough to spark endless theories about what choice Belly will make, and what that choice will cost. What's remarkable about this trailer, real or not, is how it doesn't rely on dialogue or action. It relies on feeling. The golden light, the long silences, slow motion shots, they all create a sense of finality, of a story reaching its last chapter. It feels like the calm before everything changes. And that's exactly why fans are convinced it's real. Because only the official team behind The Summer I Turned Pretty could capture that exact balance of beauty and heartbreak, whether it's authentic or not. The leak doesn't just give us images. It gives us a mood. A mood that says this movie isn't just another season, it's the conclusion. And if this trailer is any hint, that conclusion won't come quietly. If the leaked trailer reveals anything, it's that Belly is no longer the girl who first stepped into Cousin's Beach with wide eyes and a heart full of dreams. From the very first frame where we see her, there's a sense of transformation. She isn't shy. She isn't waiting for someone else to guide her. She's moving with a quiet strength that only comes from surviving heartbreak after heartbreak. Fans who have watched her stumble, cry, and choose wrong more times than she'd like to admit will instantly notice the difference. Belly looks grown, and that growth is what makes this trailer feel so powerful. In one of the most talked about shots, Belly is seen standing alone at the edge of the water, her gaze fixed on the horizon. Her voice overlays the scene. This summer isn't about falling in love. It's about finding myself. That line, if real, could be the clearest signal yet that the movie isn't just about who she ends up with, but who she becomes. For 3 seasons, Belly has been defined by her relationships, by how Conrad sees her, how Jeremiah needs her, how her family leans on her. But in this moment, she feels separate from all of that. Like a character finally stepping out of the shadows of others and into her own light, fans have long debated whether Belly was strong enough to carry the story, or if she was simply reacting to the world around her. This trailer seems to answer that question. Her walk on the beach isn't hesitant. Her voice doesn't waver. Even her silence feels intentional. She's not the same girl who once cried in her room over Conrad's mixed signals. She's not the girl who got swept away by Jeremiah's sunshine smile without considering what it really meant. This Belly feels like she's ready to own her choices and live with their consequences. But with growth comes pain. The leaked footage hints at moments where Belly seems weighed down, her eyes heavy with something unsaid. There's a clip of her in a bedroom, sitting on the edge of a bed, clutching a letter in her hands. The lighting is dim, her shoulders tense, and though no words are spoken, the scene radiates heartbreak. What letter is she holding? Who is it from? The trailer doesn't tell us. But fans believe it could be the turning point of the movie, the moment where Belly realizes that love, no matter how deep, comes with sacrifice. What's especially striking is how Belly is framed in the leaked shots. She's often shown alone, walking down a hallway, staring out a window, or sitting quietly while the world moves around her. It's a visual language that suggests isolation, but not weakness. Instead, it feels like a deliberate choice to highlight that this is her story now, not just a reflection of the boys who love her. And yet, the love triangle is still very much present. The trailer teases fleeting glances, Jeremiah smiling at her, Conrad looking away when she enters a room. But the camera doesn't linger on their reactions as much as it does on hers. For the first time, the focus isn't on how she fits into their lives, but how they fit into hers. It's a subtle shift, but one that changes everything. If this trailer is authentic, Belly's journey seems to be moving toward one final lesson. You can't live your life defined by someone else's love. You have to stand on your own, even if that means losing people along the way. It's bittersweet, it's painful, but it's also real. And maybe that's the point. Maybe this isn't just a love story anymore. Maybe it's the story of a girl finally becoming the woman she was meant to be. And that's why this leak feels so haunting. Because it suggests that Belly's choice won't just decide her romantic future. It will define who she is when the summer finally ends. If there's one character who always lingers in the shadows of the summer I Turned Pretty, it's Conrad Fisher. In the leaked trailer, his presence is quieter than Jeremiah's, but it carries a heavier weight. The camera doesn't show him smiling or laughing in the way fans might hope. Instead, the images we get of Conrad feel loaded with unspoken pain, the kind of emotion he's carried with him since the very first summer. The first glimpse of Conrad in the trailer is brief. He's standing on the pier, the sky painted in twilight. His hands are stuffed in his pockets, his shoulders slightly hunched, and his expression unreadable. He doesn't speak, but the silence around him feels louder than any words could be. It's the kind of shot that instantly makes fans lean forward, wondering what's going through his mind, what secret he's holding on to this time. Later, there's a softer moment. Belly's voice plays over the footage while Conrad is shown sitting in his car, staring at a photo tucked against the dashboard. The trailer doesn't reveal the picture, but fans are already convinced it's of her. His eyes look glassy, distant, as though he's replaying memories he can't let go of. This single scene, though simple, might be the clearest signal that Conrad's arc in the movie is about unfinished business, love that refuses to fade. No matter how much time passes, what's striking about Conrad's portrayal is the way the trailer frames him. He's often surrounded by emptiness, wide shots of him alone at the pier, or walking down a hallway while other characters laugh in the background.